What we try to do is to help teach organizations how to use the tools of media and digital communications to more effectively get their story out.
Typically with the Community Media Workshop, we don't see the immediate impact, but there is a great value that we're offering to nonprofits so that they can help others in the community.
We typically do that through half-day workshops or day-long conferences like we're doing today at Columbia College. During the course of this day, people have had a chance to learn everything from building a basic communication strategy to how to use WordPress to build a better website, and a lot of other stuff in between, from social media to even members of the Obama re-election team who are going to talk about how they used big data and digital media tools in their successful campaign, and how one might translate some of those from a national campaign to more local efforts.
We are a small Chicago-based policy shop working on multiple issue areas ranging from education to housing, immigration, and leadership. Every year I've come to the Making Media Connections conference. I've found it to be an invaluable opportunity to network with other people who do the kind of work that I do, often also working alone and with very limited budget.
As we do this interview, we actually have a keynote conversation going on in the other room with veteran journalist Laura Washington, who's interviewing a leading organizer, Amisha Patel of the Grassroots Collaborative, who's talking about how much use of digital media tools have changed her role as an organizer.
I think groups have been really slow to catch on to what the power of online organizing, that it's like, oh, that's not real organizing, like we have to we have to just spend our time on the doors, and it's true, you have to spend your time on the doors, but I think a lot of groups have missed out on what other organizations have figured out about being much more nimble and actually building more power by having effective online strategies that connect with their face-to-face work.
There's another constituency besides just nonprofit journalists that we've also had very much in our focus at the Community Media Workshop, and that's the journalists that we try to work with. This is what I think makes our approach to this work unique even around the country.
The Community Media Workshop is so important because it helps organizations, nonprofits mostly, but not exclusively. It helps them get their news stories out effectively. It helps them understand what editors and reporters are looking for in how to present their stories or their story pitches to just have success for them, because they get their stories told, and for the editor and the reporter and the news outlet as well, because we're always looking for good stories.
We have about 6 web or blog platforms, 2 of which are specifically designed to help reporters find nonprofit or community news sources that can help enrich their stories. One is newstips.org. Another is Chicago is the World, which is our repository of both resource lists and story ideas for ethnic media. Our other websites, communitymediaworkshop.org, chicagostories.org, which is another guide to help journalists, particularly from out of town, get quickly introduced to Chicago. The Community News Project, where we are putting journalism practiced by non-traditional journalists. Through these various web platforms, we feel we've built a presence in the city that helps get a certain flavor of news and sourcing of that news in a way that traditional or conventional media wasn't always getting around to in the past.